So yeah, I just want to talk about Peterborough.
Oh yeah.
So, talk to me about that journey, because obviously we dived into Ber League straight away, but obviously beforehand you was at Peterborough. Talk to me about that journey.
So I was at Peterborough for 12 years. So since I was 6, really.
Wow.
Got picked up playing like locally when I was younger. It was like me and all my mates. We was all in the same Peterborough team. So it was obviously grown up, gone through the ranks. There's obviously, as there always is, rocky periods. When I was 16, initially I wasn't going to get a scholar. I went on trial at Hull and Colchester. I got offered scholars there. I also went to Exeter and got offered a one-year pro, so a 2 and a 1.
Wow. How old were you at
I was 16 at the time.
Really?
So yeah, Exeter, I was the youngest player to ever get offered a pro since Ollie Watkins.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was mad. Looking back at it, maybe I should have took that opportunity. But when you've been at a club so long, Peterborough then came back. The first team gaffer had changed and the new one really liked me.
Right.
So I thought, and the 18s coach at the time was brilliant with me and they really wanted me to stay. So I thought, Exeter's like 4 or 5 hours away.
Yeah.
Peterborough's all I've known. So maybe it was the wrong decision, but it's tough when you're that young,
Yeah.
I don't think there can ever be a wrong decision when you're that young, because you've still got loads of time to go and prove and show. So, but looking back at it, maybe, but would I do the same thing again? Probably. I'd probably stay at Peterborough. I then smashed it at Peterborough, my 2-year scholarship. First season, I scored 20 goals as a first year. Second season, I was captain of the 18s, scored 36 goals.
Wow. So you've been a goal machine from early, man.
Yeah.
Nah, you got to say how it is, bro.
Yeah.
Goal machine.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I didn't get a pro. I'll be honest, my head was, whoa, didn't expect it. But I wasn't too down because, like I said, I had that period when I wasn't initially going to get a scholar. So I knew what it felt like to kind of be rejected, if you like. It's a tough one to take, but I knew the seasons I had and the quality I've got, I would have a chance somewhere. I then got 2 trials. I got one at Blackburn. Went there, played 1 game against Nottingham Forest, scored, but unfortunately whatever happened didn't get in.
Since recently?
This was before summer just gone, so
wow.
June just gone, yeah.
Okay.
And then this is the bad part, I got a trial at Stoke as well. I went to Stoke, unreal facilities by the way, really top. Stayed there for a week. We were supposed to play at the stadium of like the first team stadium against Sunderland. I think that's what it's called. I probably got that one.
Yeah. We call it other things at Newcastle, but anyway.
Yeah, we was playing Sunderland, but the day before in training, I've gone to shoot. My man's gone studs up. His metal stud has gone through my foot, completely finished my foot off. Had to go to hospital straight away. Stitches. I was out for about 8 weeks, so never got the opportunity to play. And then by the time like that, the season was done. So it was kind of a case like maybe come back pre-season, but the head of recruitment had changed in the new season, so there was no longer an opportunity to go back. So it's a killer. But like I say, everything happens for a reason, and if I did get into one of them, I wouldn't be at Ber League now, showcasing what I got. So it's a tough one. It was tough at the time. Because then I was going into pre-season, wasn't really fit because I couldn't even go to the gym or run or stay fit because it was such a killer. But yeah, it was a tough one to take, but everything happens for a reason.
No, it's a good way of looking at it, because not a lot of people would look at it like that. Someone would say, he's potentially ruined my opportunity to play for Stoke or whoever. It's probably set you back more than the 8 weeks, mentally, physically, and all the rest of it now. But that's a good way to look at it, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you look at it 2 ways. You could have signed for a Blackburn or Stoke. You could have been playing against like Man City, Man United, which that's what you dream of as a kid. You want to play against these big clubs. But now I'm kind of at a place where at Ber League, I'm reaching the people I want to reach, and people are seeing what I can do. Maybe not in the way I ever expected as a young kid, because when I was a young kid, nothing like this was ever about. So yeah. Every path is different, and I'm thankful and grateful for the path that I'm on right now, and I wouldn't change it.
So, barring Ber League, where are you now?
So I'm at Peterborough Sports, so it's National League North, Step 2. Like I said, I'm still young, so trying to get my way into the team, get a couple minutes here and there. So I think you know, Baller League can only boost my 11-a-side chances, and you know, people can see what I can do now and whatnot. So, like I say, I've still got a lot of developing to do. There's a lot of things I can get better at, but if I keep working on my strengths and what I'm good at, I think I can, you know, potentially go far.
Were you with him at the time of the draft, or?
Peterborough Sports?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you have to tell him?
I told them, yeah.
Oh, right.
They were supportive of it, to be fair.
Okay, because you're one of the first people that's actually A, told their gaffer, and B, maybe had a supportive gaffer about it.
There was one bad moment, though.
Oh, here we go.
So basically, like I say, I don't really play there. Like, I'm on the bench, whatnot.
Yeah.
So at the time, they were supportive of it. You know, it's a chance for me to go and express myself, make a name, and it should be good publicity for them as well.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like they haven't really
made the most of it.
Yeah, gripped it how they could.
Right.
They don't really promote it or whatnot, so it's one of them. We had a game, I don't know if you remember, there was a bank holiday Monday Baller League, and then there was everyone had an 11-a-side Baller League game. So at this time, I think I'm top goal scorer. I'm thinking, right, I've got a decision to make here. I couldn't have played both.
Yeah.
We was away at Scunthorpe.
Oh wow,
So
no, you're not doing that.
There was no chance. And I thought to myself, I might be gone at the end of the season. There was 2 games left. We can't go up, we can't go down. I don't really play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, gaffer, I'm gonna ask you, can I play in Baller League? That's what I want to do. That's what I intend on doing. But I'm gonna do it respectfully and tell you, I think I told him a week and a half in advance.
Yeah.
So I've given lots of time. They've said, no, Tyler, we want you on the bench. So you're not starting, we want you on the bench. I'm like, I got to look at it, what's best for me.
Yeah.
Because if the shoe's on the other foot, a club is so quick to release you or get rid of you. So you kind of have to do what's best for you. So I made the decision, like, maybe I'm young, so it's a stupid decision. I don't know, I would probably do it again. Just the situation, it's different. If we were fighting for promotion or fighting for relegation, it's completely different. Even if I'm not playing, if I'm playing, it's different. So I made the decision. They ended up fining me 2 weeks' wages.
No.
Yeah, it was annoying, but luckily.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, gaffer, come on. Nah, we gotta have a conversation, because sometimes you gotta look at it the logical way.
Yeah.
You said you're not gonna play. You're not gonna start to begin with. You're not gonna start. You're not in a promotion race. You're not in a relegation dogfight. So, what? You want him to come and give up £400?
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing you're not gonna get at that level.
Nah.
So you're gonna give up £400 to sit on the bench? Come on.
Yeah.
And the thing is, well, these gaffers forget. Once upon a time, they would have been in your shoes, and they probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah, probably would have played in Baller League if it was about when they were younger, but...
Say they wanted you to give up £400 to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
And maybe get 20 minutes.
Yeah.
In a mid-table nothing match.
Nah, that's what I mean. And like I said, I had the golden boot to defend as well. So I was like, oh, come on, man. But
you made the right choice.
Yeah, I think I made the right choice. Obviously, they probably think different, but...
Well, you know what? If you're watching, which you probably are, I think you made the right choice. And you know what? Deep down, you would have done the same thing. Think back to when you was 19, £400 is there, or sitting on the bench getting, I don't know how much you're getting, but I'm guessing it's not £400.
Yeah, it's near there.
He's near there, he's being humble. But he made the right choice. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, okay, so everything's cool now?
Yeah, it's sorted now. Like, we resolved it. Is what it is. I took the fine. There was no point like appealing it or anything because like you don't want the stress. Like, you got the Baller League money coming in, so it kind of balances it off. So yeah, no drama there. All good now.
You're making sacrifices. I like it.
Yeah,
My sort of play, you know.
Have to.
It makes sense. Okay, so what, next season you're going to be there?
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
I've got another year on a contract, but we'll see what happens. I just want to go and play football.
Yeah.
That's the main thing for me, so young as well. So I just want to go and play football. I've showcased a little bit. I know it's only 6-a-side, but if you give me a chance, I'll try and put it in the back of the net and back myself to do so. So I'd say I'm one of the best finishers at Baller League.
Well, not only you said it, funny enough, Jordan said it as well.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, you're getting respect from your peers, and he's been about. So
yeah, someone like Jordan as well. Growing up, West Ham, Arsenal, to get plaudits from people like him. I actually had a conversation with him, you know. He was like, he's trained with a lot of good players. He was like, bro, I've trained with like Payet, but in terms of finishers, you're like top 5. Like I've seen, so to hear that, to get respect from the peers, other players in Ber League, I love it, man. It's amazing. But I'll always stay humble, stay grounded. You're only as good as your last game, and I was rubbish in my last game.
Oh, I love the honesty, man.
Yeah.
But what's next for you then? What do you want to do next season from a Ber League standpoint, from a non-league standpoint? Like, what level are you looking to get to?
So obviously, from a non-league standpoint, I want to try and get the highest level I can get. Obviously, you're young, so you don't want to go chasing steps and not play. I would just want to play somewhere where I'm respected and like people admire your qualities and they're going to use them. And like I say, playing is the main thing. So we'll see what happens next season in terms of non-league. But Ber League, I think season 2 is going to be bigger and better. I think the talk on a lot of people's mouths is the franchise player, if you like. 2 teams get franchise players. So if you look at it this way, I've got 24 opportunities to get a franchise slot. So I fancy my chances from what I've done this season, but I've got to keep it up for the last 2 games and, you know, show why the gaffers, the coaches, why they should select me for that slot, whether it be at United or somewhere else. You know, you're open to exploring new clubs, new systems at Ber League, you know, but also if we're succeeding at United, then you're not going to leave. But you've got to be open, and like I say, I think it will be bigger and better, and going to be the new wave of football, I think.
No, it already is, man. Is there any changes that you would make to Ber League in your eyes? I know you mentioned about adding on another game changer, but would you add anything else?
A couple game changers. I think maybe, you know, when they do the flags for the corners, I think maybe they could do a little thing where fouls as well, because I think it's getting a little bit out of hand, the amount of fouls. Like people are throwing goal, blatant pullbacks, and they only get 2 minutes. Something they can do there. The pitch.
Yeah, I keep hearing loads of complaints over the pitch. It's not like this. It's carpet.
Yeah, they lay it every Monday, so they rip it up, lay it every Monday. I had a shot last night, and the whole thing's lifted up, and I've got caught underneath.
No.
And I fell into the board afterwards, and luckily, Lasser, the main man, he got it on camera, so he sent it to Felix, and then hopefully, I think they're trying to get their own place for season 2.
Yeah.
So that they can then lay their own pitch and it'll be a bit more like this. So yeah, but really, you know, it's the first season, so they're testing new things out, they're chopping and changing as they go. But I think really it's been a success, and they're helping themselves get to a higher level for season 2 and testing a couple things out, and I think we'll get better.
I would love to personally see like new teams involved or introduced. Like, I get it, there's a top 4 incentive there, but what about the bottom 3? Like, is there a relegation zone, or, you know, can they get relegated? Can new teams be involved and stuff like that? I think that would be more interesting as well. You know, branch out to maybe 2 divisions, that sort of thing.
Potentially, I think there's loads of room for. There's a big gap in the market here, you know, especially in the UK. It's not really been done, so they've got a big opportunity here. Like you say, more teams, 2 divisions. It'd be good to see. I wonder who wants a team now. You know, everyone's seen it. I'm thinking, right, who wants a team? So I think there will definitely be a couple new gaffers next season. Probably Figo drops out.
I think he dropped out already, right?
Don't think he was ever in. We'll see. Hopefully, see a couple new gaffers come in. Maybe a couple footballers will want a team. Who knows? I don't know. But I think a lot of people want to get involved because they can see the hype and it could be big. And like you say, there's a lot of great players at Ber League already, but I think it will get even better next season. And
then from a non-league perspective, like, how high do you want to go? What's your perspective on that? Like, no, what's basically like, how many games are you looking to play?
So it's kind of one of these where, like, you don't want Ber League to jeopardise your 11-a-side career, but at the same time, with the money you could potentially be making at Ber League and whatnot, you have to factor in, like, it's not about the money, but the opportunities and the eyes you're reaching at Ber League is more than you'd ever reach at, say, even Step 1, League 2. So, but I've been one that will always want to play at the highest level. if there is ever a time where you have to like not choose between 11-a-side or Ber League, I think it's really, you got to weigh up both sides. Obviously see how it's going. So hopefully it doesn't get to that stage, but if it does, then obviously a decision will have to be made. But like I say, I want to play at the highest level. I want to go play step 1, step 2 in the future, score the goals I know I can, maybe nick a move to a league club. Who knows? Like I say, still so young, so I have lots of time. But yeah, I think just to play at the highest level and score a lot of goals in my career is something that I'm aiming to do.
Oh, awesome. And then lastly, I know you said you're only 19, you're only young, but if there's any advice that you could give to yourself, a younger you, for example, what would it be?
I'd just be, don't be afraid, don't be embarrassed. Like you say, the little things like putting your hand up. Like, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be sat here. I wouldn't be playing on a Monday night in front of how many people are watching it all together. I wouldn't have met some of the people I've met growing up that are people you'd never imagine of meeting, and them knowing you by like, I can go up to you in the street and I'll be like, Chunkz, are you right, bro? Like, it's mad. So yeah, and also if things aren't going your way, like the past couple of weeks I've not scored, like don't get too stressed about it. Play with freedom and just do what you've been doing, because already what I've done in the first 7 or so weeks, not that it's enough, because it's never enough, but like I've made a name for myself and people recognize me now and there's respect there. So like, just don't get too down on yourself, and every time you fall down, just get back up stronger. And I think that's key for all walks of life, whether it's football, your 9-to-5 job, like people want to achieve the highest they can achieve. So, whether you're young, you're old, everyone has goals still. So don't let any criticism or failures hold you back. That's what I say.
I love that, Tyler, man. You know what? It's been a pleasure, bro.
Loved it,
getting to know you as a person,
yeah,
as well as a footballer. It's been good to know you, man. And hopefully you guys too, as well. So make sure you follow Tyler on his journey with United and in non-league as well. Yeah. So anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, people, and I'll see you guys all in a bit.